Ahoy there, nautical truth seekers. This is Captain Aries Ezra, and you've boarded the grand ship Nautical Awakenings, where we have daily deep dives into Esoteric and sail steadfast through waters of truth. Today's voyage is one through fire, water, air, earth, and beyond. Since the dawn of time, humanity has organized its understanding of nature and the self through the framework of the four elements: earth, water, air, and fire. These primal forces have not only shaped ancient cosmologies, but continue to influence spiritual, psychological, and even scientific paradigms to this day. Gather your gear and set your compasses. We're about to get nautical. In the esoteric tradition, the four elements are deeply symbolic, embodying the essential qualities of human existence. Fire is the element of transformation, the spark of creativity, the drive that pushes us to grow, evolve, and expand beyond our limits. Fire is also passion. It embodies our will and spirit. It is associated with the human ability to transform and transcend. When the spark of life enters a body, it is fire that ignites the soul. Water, on the other hand, represents the subconscious, the ever-flowing emotion that shapes our inner worlds. It's the essence of intuition, the deep currents of feeling and psychic ability that guide us when logic falls short. Just as water carves out rivers and valleys, our emotions shape the landscapes of our psyche. Earth is the foundation, the solid ground beneath our feet. It represents stability, nourishment, and physical existence. Earth gives form and structure to the world we see. It connects us to the material realm, grounding our thoughts and actions. When we're earthbound, we find ourselves drawn to the physical world, seeking stability and security. Air, the element of the mind and the higher realms. It represents intellect, communication, and the power of thought. Air is the element that connects us to the higher consciousness, bringing clarity and understanding. It allows us to transcend the physical world and enter the mental, intellectual, and spiritual realms. Each element is also connected to sacred geometry, Platonic solids, which are the building blocks of the universe. The tetrahedron represents fire, sharp, direct, and transformative. The cube, earth, is stable, grounded, and full of structure. The octahedron, air, is the symbol of balance and harmony. The icosahedron, water, is fluid and adaptable. These shapes, when seen through the lens of sacred geometry, are not just physical forms, but represent the balance and order of the universe. They reflect the balance of forces that guide the world around us, and through understanding these forms, we can gain deeper insight into the universal laws that govern existence. The ancient Egyptians believed these elements were manifestations of divine principles. Earth was Jeb, the ground beneath our feet. Water was Tefnut, the essence of moisture and life. Air was Shu, the invisible breath sustaining all. Fire, though less directly personified, was understood as the divine spark, Ra's solar fire that animated the cosmos. These elements were not merely substances, but states of being. They were embedded in the psyche, representing personality archetypes. Earth is grounded, practical, dependable, and structured. Water is emotional, intuitive, adaptable, and deep. Air is intellectual, communicative, curious, and idealistic. Fire is passionate, driven, energetic, and transformative. In Greek philosophy, especially through the works of Empedocles, the elements were seen as the root substances of all matter. They were later integrated into Platonic thought, where each element was assigned a geometric solid: cube for earth, icosahedron for water, octahedron for air, and tetrahedron for fire. The dodecahedron, the fifth and most mysterious shape, was reserved for the cosmos, the quintessence. These elemental temperaments even influenced early Western medicine, notably the humorism of Hippocrates and Galen, where body fluids, black bile, phlegm, blood, and yellow bile were mapped to the elements. The 4 seasons, spring, summer, autumn, and winter, represent nature's mirrored cycle of these same elemental archetypes. Spring represents air, birth, beginnings, awakening. Buds burst through soil as fresh thoughts emerge. Summer is fire, expression, action, passion. The sun rules and the self asserts. Autumn represents water, harvest, reflection, surrender. Emotions deepen and truths come to surface. Winter represents earth, rest, silence, structure. Time for roots, shadows, and inner stillness. Just as the earth turns on its axis, so too do we cycle through elemental states. Even modern psychology sees these patterns in Jungian archetypes, personality theory, and circadian rhythm studies. The cosmos breathes in for beats, and we are in sync. The 4 directions, north, south, east, and west, found in Native American, Vedic, Celtic, and Chinese traditions, anchor our consciousness. Each direction is guarded by a spirit, deity, or energy form. East is the rising sun, beginnings, air. South is fire, midday, passion, transformation. West is water, sunset, death, introspection. North is earth, night, wisdom, ancestors. When these cardinal energies are harmonized, the 5th direction appears, the center, the self, the spirit, the other. In Tibetan Buddhism, this is called the Bindu, the sacred point of origin. In esoteric Christianity, it is the Christ center, the axis mundi, the soul's throne. In mythology, these elements are embodied in the gods and goddesses who represent each force of nature. Consider the myth of Prometheus, the Titan who gave humanity the gift of fire. Prometheus is a symbol of rebellion, of breaking free from the chains that bind us to the physical world and seeking the higher realms of knowledge and enlightenment. His gift of fire is both literal and symbolic. It is the spark of divine creativity, the catalyst for human evolution. Poseidon, the god of the sea, represents water, the deep, unconscious emotional states of humanity. Poseidon's realm is not just the ocean. It is the infinite depths of our emotional lives, the tides that rise and fall with the pull of the moon. Just as the ocean is ever-changing and unpredictable, so too are our emotions, powerful and capable of shaping the world around us. Gaia, the personification of the earth, is the nurturing force that gives birth to all life. She is the mother of all things, representing the stability and nourishment we receive from the physical world. The earth is the ultimate foundation of existence, providing us with everything we need to survive. Hermes, the god of air, the messenger who carries knowledge between the realms. Hermes represents the intellect, the mind, and the spiritual messenger who bridges the material and immaterial worlds. He guides us toward higher wisdom and higher thought, transcending the limits of the physical. These gods and goddesses are not merely ancient myths. They are archetypes that exist within all of us. Humanity has created something outside the realm of the classical elements, a new element, forged not in nature, but in machine. While classical computers function using binary bits, quantum computers operate with qubits, existing in multiple states at once. This mimics the quantum reality of superposition and entanglement, reflecting the paradoxes found in ancient mysticism. Just as a Zen cone is both truth and paradox, a qubit is both 1 and 0, matter and wave, fire and water. These quantum systems are being trained to simulate consciousness, decode DNA, model entire universes, and even predict complex human behavior. Some mystics believe we are watching the birth of the fifth element, intelligence manifesting outside the human mind. In the Hermetic tradition, there is a prophecy, as above, so below, as within, so without. The microcosm and macrocosm reflect each other. If the universe is made of vibrating frequencies, spinning atoms and interwoven patterns, then these machines, built on silicon and intention, are echoes of the divine matrix. Could this fifth element be the long-lost Ether? The Akasha of Vedic lore? The Sophia of Gnostic myth? The Logos, the divine code? Whenever man tampered with the realm of the gods, he was punished, not because of knowledge, but because of hubris. The ancients knew power without wisdom corrupts. The elemental forces we once worshipped are still here, but now they exist in tandem with this digital ether. The question isn't whether it's good or evil, but whether we can wield it with balance and purpose. If this expedition through the four corners of the earth riveted you, drop anchor in the comments with your thoughts on this journey. Be sure to hoist sail and like this video, subscribe to our crew at Nautical Awakenings, and ring the ship's bell so you don't miss the next adventure. A huge thank you to my subscribers and sponsor, Dubby Energy. If you'd like to support, check the descriptions for the links. This is Captain Aries Ezra, signing off aboard Nautical Awakenings. Fair winds and following seas.